All right, I'm recording. We're not going to miss a thing. So, for those who were at convention, what was your, I guess, I don't know, biggest takeaway or aha moment, or like something that got you the most excited, other than the trip to Punta Cana, because that excited everybody, I sure hope. But like in trainings and things like that, like what did you learn that is going to help you as you work on your business this month? Anyone? Don't all talk at
I'll go. I always feel like when I start talking, two other people are going to. So I think my biggest thing was just like focus, and like when Heather talked about like multitasking and not doing it, and how, because I feel like since I quit my job at the credit union, I thought I'd have all this time, but I feel busier just because I don't think I'm like putting myself all in different places. I don't know. So rather than sitting at the computer and just doing work, I'm like, oh, I should start laundry. Oh, I should grab some meat out of the freezer for dinner. Oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do that. Then it's like 45 minutes is gone, and I'm like, oh, I should sit at the computer. What was I working on?
Yeah.
So I did that, and just it seemed like a lot of the leadership stuff had a little bit about like just focus and set your time, do your task, move on, rather than feeling like we have to work 12 hours a day.
Yep. I thought that's really good too. Yeah. I have that same problem of jumping around too much and not staying focused on one thing at a time. So good for me too. What do you think, Lisa?
I totally agree with what Adrienne said, but also, I mean, it's a simple, I can't remember who said it, but if you treat your business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. And if you treat your business like a business, it's pay you like a business. And so that kind of been an eye-opener for me, because it's kind of like, well, if it happens, it happens. But I have to make it happen. And I have to work harder at not getting discouraged, because even this week, I don't even know how many messages I've sent out for hosting and booking, and some interest, but nobody willing to jump on for either one. And so that gets frustrating, especially as you see everybody else posting their new recruits. I'm excited for everybody, but it's like, if I could just get one, or if I could just get one or two more parties. And then, last night I had like Rockstar host went live several times. She tagged friends. She did everything. And we're at a $50 party right now. So I feel like I've had a lot of that, and I just need to keep working hard and not getting discouraged. But also what Adrienne said about the multitasking, I'll sit down and to work, and I'll think of something that I needed to do, like look up some books to make sure, for book bucks that can be redeemed yet, and so I start maybe hostess coaching, but then jump to one thing and another. So I'm keeping a notepad, and if one of those thoughts pop in my head, I write it down and finish what I'm doing first.
Right.
And that is super helpful.
Yep, I totally agree with that. And something I want to do too, that I've always wanted to do, but I keep not making it happen, is like, okay, Mondays is my day I talk to my central group. Tuesday is the day I talk, or, reach out to people about hosting. When's, you know what I mean? Like coming up with that system, I guess. I need to do better at that too. So what about you, Rebecca?
Honestly, Adrienne, it's funny that you mentioned that, because that was actually really discouraging to me.
Really?
Yeah, because I can never not multitask. So it was really hard for me. I was like, oh crap, then I just give up. That was like my initial response, So I think everybody's lives are just different.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think this can work, and I love that that's going to work for some people. But I'm just gonna have to figure out what works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed to like take that with a grain of salt because initially that kind of totally crushed my spirit. And but it's okay because I know it can work because it was working a year ago.
Right.
My one like practical thing that keeps coming to mind, I went to, I don't know, Sexy something. I think it was that one.
Service.
Yeah. And she talks a lot about, you know how during the live parties, like at home parties, have you guys done home parties before?
I just did one before coming here.
Oh. Did you do the
Pretend hostess?
pretend hostess?
Yes and no. Not exactly how they describe it, but yes, I did.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to do it exactly. It's like where you pretend like what a hostess would get. And they imagine that they have 7 books and $70, and each book is worth $10. And so they give you 7 books, and that's how many books you get for the thing. And then da 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 da. So it's like just a visualization. But they suggested you do it in Facebook parties too. So I wanted to come up with a cool way, and I haven't yet, but I'm working on it, with a cool way to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a video or if I do it live or what that is, but I want it to become like a cool way to make that happen because I can't depend on myself going live all the time.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what? Laura Greneisen,
Uh-huh.
she sent me a video that she made of it. I haven't watched it yet, but she made a video for that specifically. Like,
Oh, that's fun.
And so I think that's a good idea, like a good way to do it.
I guess it's like a game changer. So people have really, really good response with that.
That's a good idea.
That's funny that's a game changer because when I go to when I've been to like Pampered Chef or whatever, when they do that, I always just feel like it doesn't hook me.
Yeah.
So I've always felt like it was an unnecessary thing to do, but that's true. But for a lot, because I'm just not a normal person. So
What color are you again, Erin?
I'm green.
We learned also that 70% of people are blue. So we need to cater our businesses to blues.
Right. And
I'm just throwing that out there for you.
Right. So lots of things that probably work for the vast majority of people do not work for me.
Right.
See, that's funny because like I'm green too. And me, like if I'd see all those books, I'd be like, yep, I want all that.
See, I see it and I think, you can't actually promise me that.
I suppose, but I would want it.
I agree with you there.
Sean says, that's the gold in me. But you can't actually promise me that.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I think you're right. Like, I'm hesitant to do something like that because I've had so many shit parties that it's like, well, I would love for you to earn this, but chances are you won't.
Right. Well, but if it's effective and people have found that it's effective, then I need to reevaluate my feelings on that.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts.
That if I have a way better attitude about things during a party, whether I'm saying the exact same words or not, it ends up turning out better.
I totally agree. Like I had parties this week and I was kind of like ho-hum about like getting them going, and it totally affected my parties. Like I think that is so true. Like when you go into a party and you have a good attitude and you're excited about it and you have good feelings about it, it totally affects how it goes.
Definitely.
Even though you're doing a lot of messaging through Facebook, I don't know, but it's still, they can still feel like your hostesses can still feel that.
Definitely.
Well, you know, I worked as an administrative assistant through college. That was one of the many jobs I held. And one of the things that they taught us in training is regardless of what kind of day you're having or what kind of last call you were on, before you answer the phone or dial the phone, put a smile on your face because people can hear it.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's the same thing in Facebook, you know, like it's so hard to convey attitude and connotation and that kind of stuff. But I think that there is something to put a smile on your face before you send that message, because perhaps that'll change small wording of how you do things, or, you know, and slight change in words. It's the exact same meaning, but it can have a totally different feel or connotation to it.
Yeah.
That is very true.
All right, so I need a better attitude. Point taken.
That's right. Work on that.
Get right on that, Megan, okay? Because, you know, I don't have an attitude problem at all, ever.
You guys are hilarious. Dang. Okay, let me go. I lost my notes. My internet is being super ridiculous. Well, while we're waiting for my internet to catch up with what I'm trying to talk about, how is the recruiting going for people with the Kit Special? I know Adrian said you have one so far and maybe a couple more.
Yeah, I have a couple more that are waiting for payday or whatever.
Mhm.
So
I have a maybe, but I don't know. She's waiting for payday, and I don't know.
I have a maybe, but she's looking for something and she doesn't know what she's looking for. So I reached out and said, hey, this is my experience with Usborne Books and More. Would you be interested in more information? And she said it sounds interesting, but then I haven't heard anything more from her. So I don't know. I know she was talking to like 6 different salespeople, so who knows where she's going to end up, who's going to end up hooking her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not really working right now because, you know, moving.
Yes, you move soon. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. 4 little people plus moving means we're not doing a whole lot. Plus today was last day of school and we've had, you know, end of the year celebration and field day and camp and all the end of the year hoopla. So I had not planned on working this month. I'm so mad that the Kit Special is just this month.
Yeah, I think when they did it a couple years ago, I think it was in July that they did it. So
I think it was too, because I joined in August and it had been in July. I joined right after it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You did a special in 15, but like September, October.
No, that's when I joined, was in August of 15. There was no Kit Special.
I joined in August, and they did one right after that.
Oh, they did the one where you didn't get any books. Remember?
Oh yeah, was it like the $25?
Yeah, they did one where you didn't get any books, and it was just supposed to be like, I don't know.
You got like supplies in the website, and
Yeah.
because that's what I think.
Or you didn't get something. It was like a super mini kit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was a supplies only.
It was kind of weak.
Yep, that sounds right, that it was supplies only.
I knew they had done one right
Yeah.
after I
No,
joined.
that's right. But they did a Kit Special that had books and everything in July that year.
You know what's so funny is I don't remember ever promoting that. Like, I don't remember making a push to get recruits during that time. I don't know
Well,
why.
weren't
Well,
you
because
brand
you
new?
were already getting recruits hand over fist.
That's probably true. I think actually, you know what? I probably was way too overwhelmed. And so I was like, I don't really want any more people at that time. So, because that's when, like,
Right.
you know, my central group went from nobody to like 40 some people in like a month or something. And,
Right.
you know,
Right.
trying to
'Cause I
navigate
joined in August, and you had gained so many people in the last month that you were just a little overwhelmed with all of us.
Yeah, because when I joined in August, you were still my team leader, Danielle.
Yeah.
And then it was Betsy. And then Hannah.
Yeah. All sorts of crazy that time was. We'll see what happens this time with the kid special. But
It was kind of awesome 2 years ago.
yeah, it was. That is true. I have had a few people join, and I have a couple more interested, so we'll see what happens. What about you, Rebecca?
I have one rejoining.
Oh, yay. That's great.
Yeah. And then I've been actually really focusing really hard on my already consultants that haven't done anything in a long time.
Mhm.
So, and I don't have a party till Tuesday. So that's really what I've been doing. I've been reaching out trying to get parties right now because I haven't done that in a while.
Mhm.
And then trying to get my consultants that I have to work. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
and they are. So that's good.
that's great. Yeah.
I was excited this week. I had one of Ashley's people reach out to me.
Oh,
She's decided to restart.
oh, that's great. Is she gonna re-sign back up?
No, she hasn't been inactive that long,
Oh, okay.
but she has a party coming on Monday. So, so that's good.
Mhm.
I'm excited for her to start back up because she was doing really well. She ran into a problem with the school and library stuff with an order not making it, and she was unhappy with how it was resolved. But she's decided to try again.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And with school and library opening again and all that soon, that'll be
Yeah.
good. Well, good. All right. Well, so something else that I wanted to talk about, and I know, like, so I think most of you who were at convention that are here, I think we talked about this. I think you heard me talking about it, but something that I thought I would really like to do is pair up leaders that have, or maybe more than one, groups of 3, maybe even 4, but pairing up leaders that have similar goals so that they can work towards goals together. Because that's, what we did originally when it was, me and Cassandra and Bethany and Betsy and Jen. And then eventually Aaron joined that. We were all working on promoting together, and it really helped us to talk to each other and bounce ideas off each other. And we were all really successful when we had this small group of people to work with. And so I have this survey that I made for everyone, if that's something that they're interested in doing, identifying, okay, so what are your goals? Where do you want to be in, by convention of next year? And then, finding people with similar goals to work alongside with. So I'll share that either tonight or tomorrow. And if you want to, participate, that's cool, but you don't have to. But I think that that was how we were really successful in the beginning. And I think that could be a way to help people, reach those goals that they're aiming for. So does anybody have any feedback or anything about that?
Sounds good.
I think it's a good idea. It scares me a little bit for you to place me with somebody.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that I would necessarily pair people together, but like identifying, like identifying people. I need you guys to go out, please. Go out, please. Like identifying those that have similar goals, and then, using that to go from there, move forward from that. So
Yeah.
because you got to be comfortable with whoever you would be, working
Yeah.
or whatever. So yeah. And then, so in line with like setting goals and things like that, one of the talks that I went to and a few others, Adrienne, you were in it too, the like a boss.
Like a boss, yeah.
Yeah, like a
That was
boss.
awesome.
We went to that talk at convention, and one of the things that Vicki talked about was how they do leader promotion groups, and what they do is they create a group and they only add people that not just say they want to promote, but that are already on the path to promotion. So they have parties. They, do have a recruiter too, and they are, very clearly on their way to promoting. So only adding those people to the group. And then she said there are only maybe like 5 posts that she uses the same ones every month. But other than that, the leaders who have people in that group are the leaders that lead the group. So it's not necessarily led by, like me all of the time or Aaron all of the time, but it's the leaders that have people in that group that kind of facilitate it, whatever that looks like. And I think that is a really good idea, and I really like that, and that's how I'd like to do our promotion groups, because what we've kind of found is that leaders will put their people in it, but then not necessarily be part of that journey with their recruits for promotion. And I think it's so important because, like, for me, when I promoted, I wouldn't have known unless Melanthia told me, hey, Danielle, did you see that you're close to promoting? And that's how I think, I know.
The only reason I knew about promoting was because you said something to me.
Right, exactly. And so that's where, like, we have, as leaders, we need to be a part of our people's process, not just, dump them in a group and let somebody else try to lead them through it. So I really like that idea. I think I would still like to do, like, maybe I would do a live Q&A every week still, like just, getting on Zoom and chatting with people, because I think that's really valuable. But, and then in those groups, we could pair, not necessarily pair people, but get groups of people working together, maybe doing like Messenger like we had before, where we all talked and got to know each other through that. I don't know. I just think that there's, you hear my children screaming?
End of school!
I'll be right.
Today the last week for your kids too, Danielle?
No, next week. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
We've been done since before Memorial Day.
Nice. But you homeschool, right?
Yes, but my son went part-time to a Christian school, and all of our schools here were done.
Say that's normal in Ohio.
Yep.
This is what my kid has done.
And I feel like Betsy's been out that long too.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not done till next week. Yeah. Anyways, so the promotion, does that, what do you guys think about what I am?
I like that.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. I think it could be more successful than what has because what's been happening is we have people say they want to promote, and then they're added in the group, and then they go through the group, 5 million times before they actually promote, and they're seeing the same content, and then it's not necessarily useful, and so I think that would be a really good way to change it up and see how that goes, and see if that is more useful for us. So there was that. Anything else anybody wants
I
to?
think I was at month 1 before you added me to the conversation of people working to promote.
Well, so when Mandy and I first started it, we only did month 2 people. Like, we didn't have a group for month 1. We only had a group for people who
When
were,
did Mandy? I thought Mandy and I promoted together.
She promoted the month after me, so January 1st.
Oh, I promoted long before that.
yeah, but we weren't, I don't think we,
That was a whole separate thing. It was
Yeah.
just a conversation. It wasn't a group.
right, exactly. Yeah. Right. So, but when Mandy and I started doing promotion groups together, we only did people who had already met month 1 requirements. So
Yeah.
those working on month 2, which is kind of, I mean, not necessarily what Vicky was saying, but then those are people who were already on the path to promotion. Like, you knew they were already.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I already knew. I was already at month 1. I was going to do what I needed to do to get to month 2.
Right.
So I was all in. Whereas I think had I not been at month 1, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I hit month 1 my first month. I joined in August and I promoted October 1st.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, so I think for next month we'll give that a try and see. I'll, make up a post about it in our leader page to give, some specifics so people know who to be looking for in their central group and all of that. But yeah. And then going back to how we were talking about the focusing and Heather's talk, we're going to do a training on that. Not next week, the week after, I think is what because this Monday I'm going to do one on earning the for the trip. And then the week after that, we're going to, Rebecca is going to post a training for me on, based on Heather's talk on focus and all of that. So I think that will be good for everybody. So I feel a little scrambled. Is there anything else that we're running out of time for on Zoom? I can always start a new one if needed, but we have 3 minutes left according to my little clock countdown. Is there anything else people want to talk about or any other ideas that we could change or anything?
I just want to say I'm super, super sad that I missed convention this year.
I'm really sad you missed convention. Both of you ladies.
Yeah, we miss you guys.
I mean, it was just the wrong time for my family, but man, I was mad I wasn't there.
Well,
I wasn't mad that I didn't go to training. I was mad I didn't get to socialize.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And that I didn't get a couple of the books. Like, some of the books are fine. But
Well, I have to say, the training this year, I was happy with almost every single person I heard talk this year.
that's good.
I feel like last year there was a lot of, okay. But this year, I really enjoyed the majority of the
Training is nice, but I missed that time connecting with you guys and getting to have that in-person conversation. The Zoom is awesome, and I'm glad that we do them, but there's something about sitting around a dinner table talking with people.
I agree.
And I very much miss that I didn't get to do that this year.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since none of you really live close to me, so it'll be till next year.
True.
Rebecca
We
does.
need to make a date, Aaron.
Huh?
We still need to make a date and hang out.
I
Not
know.
that far.
I know. Well, I'm about to have a new house. Come on over.
Housewarming party.
Yeah.
Can I just show you what my son has done and now he's pissed? He started off the right way. Notice he has stopped whining because he has pretty lady staring at him.
That's hilarious.
So cute.
This
Now he's finding
was
it.
super fun. You guys missed out on that. That was a lot of fun.
What was?
The escape room.
We have one here. I can't wait to try it.
It was
I'm mad I
fun.
missed that too.
It was
I was
fun for one.
I was thinking about, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it again next year. Just because if so many people can earn convention, I don't know how we could like, fit everybody over there unless we did like shifts or something. But
How close was it?
it was like a 5-minute drive or 20-minute walk. We drove. I wouldn't walk there. But the shuttle took us there. Like we could take the shuttle.
Oh.
So
Well, that was good.
yeah. That was fun. It was a lot of fun. We did not escape, which made me very sad. But the other two did.
I might feel a little sheepish about that.
We did.